All right, I think we're good. Let me go test this. Hey everyone. Maybe I'm still having an issue here. Kind of seems that way to me. Let's see. Ooh, some interesting interference on the mic there. Sorry about that. Oh, sick. I think it's working now. I can't view it on my phone, but I can view it on my computer. So, interesting. I want to view it on my phone before I start. So just another moment. All right, testing, testing, testing. All right, testing, testing, testing. All right, testing, testing, testing. Oh. All right, testing. New mistake. I'll be right back. One moment. All right. I hope that's just the game that you guys can hear and not my computer fan running in the background. Ah, dang it. Computer fan running in the background. There we go. Oops, another mistake there. All right, so I am playing The Witness, and so far I'm about probably an hour and a half, 2 hours in. I've been enjoying the puzzles in this game, and it's got a pretty cool setting. I think it's really pretty. I like how vibrant it is, and it also has some themes of Buddhism in it. And I've been practicing mindfulness meditation for the past 3 years. It's a really big part of my life, and I love discussing philosophical topics. So I thought this would be a fun series to explore together. Right on. So I'm just going to be playing the game, but for starters, I think I'll walk around a little bit and show where I've been, so y'all have a baseline. So the game starts and you find yourself in this long hallway, and you walk forward and you just see like a control panel of sorts that you can interact with the X button. I'm playing on a PS5, and it allows you to like draw a line through these nodes and solve a puzzle by getting the node to the endpoint. And as I continue through the world, I just find more of these control panels with puzzles on them that are pretty fun to solve. Start out pretty easy. Like on this one, I was just getting that line. Let me try to fix my mic here. I feel like I sound weird. All right. I think that's a little better. So yeah, just trying to get these lines here through. I'll redo this one. It's like the hardest one in this set. Oh yeah, and this puzzle. And it doesn't tell you anything when you play. You just got to kind of figure it out through trial and error. So with this type of puzzle, I found that you have to run over these black hexagons before you get it to the end. And that solves it. Typically what these things do is they unlock the world around you. And there's no prompts as to what they do. You just got to kind of figure it out as you play. So it's definitely a slower game. This doesn't fit into the typical arcade games that I play, but I thought it had a high... I just think it's a fun game, and I thought it'd be fun to record it. But I also thought it might, have some of those topics to discuss. So another thing we're going to do is we're going to look at some of the narrative stuff that I've seen. I've found 2 recordings since I started playing. And yeah, I solved all these puzzles. I don't think I've done anything that's felt very profound, like a profound narrative milestone yet. I unlocked like all this area. Isn't this so cool though, with these draped power cables kind of leading me around? There's still a lot of openness to what it is that I can explore in this world. I don't have to follow this path of these lines. I can go elsewhere. At a point, you do kind of have to follow them if you want to unlock the world, because it's kind of like a overarching puzzle that connects these panels to, unlocking things, right? So they're trying to lead you around. These puzzles over here. Oh yeah, let me show you these. These were pretty cool because the puzzle went beyond the panel in a lot of ways. It forced me to go around these rocks that are behind the panel, right? So it's a glass panel and you can see through it. There was a series of puzzles here that played with rocks and other, and they weren't always so obvious. Yeah, so I had to use the rocks to understand the puzzle. And that's not the first one either. There's been others where they were showing me the solution to the puzzle through an apple hanging in a tree, and the puzzle represented the branches of a tree, and you'd have to like trace up the puzzle like in that way. It's like these branching paths, and there'd be like an apple in the tree, and you would have to navigate the line to the apple. And also, isn't this cool? Like I can open this puzzle solver cursor anywhere I want at any time. So yeah, pretty clearly there's going to be some puzzles in the real world. I actually already found one. It was very simple, but it was cool, and it shot all this glitter out in the air, and I didn't know what to do with it. But all right, here's one of the narrative pieces. We're gonna just give this a listen.
Formerly, you appeared to me, O Lord, as invisible by every creature because you are a hidden, infinite God. Infinity, however, is incomprehensible by every means of comprehending. Later, you appeared to me as visible by all. For a thing exists only as you see it, and it would not actually exist unless it saw you. For your vision confers being, since your vision is your essence. Thus, my God, you are equally invisible and visible. As you are invisible, as the creature is, which exists only insofar as the creature sees you, you are visible. You, therefore, my invisible God, are seen by all, and in all sight you are seen by everyone who sees. You who are invisible, who are both absolute from everything visible and infinitely super exalted, are seen in every visible thing and in every act of vision. Therefore, I must leap across this wall of invisible vision to where you are to be found. But this wall is both everything and nothing. For you, who confront as if you were both all things and nothing at all, dwell inside that high wall which no natural ability can scale by its own power. Nicholas of Cusa, 1453.
Nicholas of Cusa, 1453. I'd like to look up who this person is. That was an interesting passage or poem. Perhaps it's not a poem, it wasn't deeply allegorical in any way, but definitely some interesting things there. Pretty dense, a little bit hard to grasp, even on a second playthrough, honestly, or a listen through. But I think it alludes to the title of this game pretty strongly. The Witness, and then you have these reflections on sort of the spirituality to vision and seeing, and how, see, in some Buddhist schools of thought, I've heard thinkers, we'll call them, people, talk about how important vision is to, or rather, consciousness is to being, to existence, right? Like, as if existence is brought to fruition through our observation of it, our witnessing of it. But also, even if existence, even if it's true, to me that's very controversial, because in my mind, existence, objective, this reality exists despite us observing it. There's always, some observer out there, right? Even if there's not, even if all life was eradicated from this material plane, you would still have all these, what's the word for things that are not living? Inorganic? I don't know. Dead? No, not dead, because they were never living. Anyway, all of those things, materials, would still exist, right? But it's quite the hypothetical, I suppose. Well, no, it's not. Plenty of space out there doesn't have any life observing it. So, regardless, there's a lot to conscious experience, in that I think it really does fuzzy the line as to how objective reality really is. There's obviously so many objective components to it, but as a life, I have my own perspective on everything. Meaning comes into everything. My own value on everything. Dave's hitting me up for Dragon's Crown. I did promise to play with my friend tonight, so I'll have to cut this out soon. I'm going to listen to one more recording and then I'll cut this, but yeah, there's just a lot of subjectivity to existence as well, because everything has a subjective meaning and subjective value to every being. A little bit faffy, I'd say, and not my forte when it comes to that subject. It's a little bit controversial, but was there anything else to discuss on that one? It's talking about the undescribable infiniteness of God. And how it is nothingness and everything. I mean, is there any better definition for such a topic? Personally, yeah, I don't really have a strong take on that other than, yeah, is there any better definition?
One nature, perfect and pervading, circulates in all natures. One reality, all comprehensive, contains within itself all realities. The one moon reflects itself wherever there is a sheet of water, and all the moons in the waters are embraced within the one moon. The absolute of all the Buddhas enters into my own being, and my own being is found in union with theirs. The inner light is beyond praise and blame. Like space, it knows no boundaries. Yet it is even here, within us, ever retaining its serenity and fullness. It is only when you hunt for it that you lose it. You cannot take hold of it, but equally you cannot get rid of it. And while you can do neither, it goes on, its own way. You remain silent, and it speaks. You speak, and it is dumb. The great gate of charity is wide open, with no obstacles before it. Young Cha Tashi, circa 700.
Another good one there. I wish I could review the what they said. Okay, so like in text and reference it. I thought that was pretty interesting. Now, personally, I don't, even though so I practice a form of Buddhist meditation called Vipassana. It's a form of mindfulness, meditative practice. But not to go into that too much just yet. Regardless of that, I don't have, the speaker here is talking about his relationship with Buddha and all of the Buddhas in unity. And I don't have such a relationship with Buddha or any God. So, though it's a very curious thing to think about. I mean, maybe I do, but it's hard for me to give a name to it if that's the case. So, but then he talks about, oh gosh, what was it? I'm going to give this one a listen while I walk. There's a particular passage.
One nature, perfect and pervading, circulates in all natures. One reality, all comprehensive, contains within itself all realities. The one moon reflects itself wherever there is a sheet of water, and all the moons in the waters are embraced within the one moon. The absolute of all the Buddhas enters into my own being, and my own being is found in union with theirs. The inner light is beyond praise and blame. Like space, it knows no boundaries. Yet it is even here, within us, ever retaining its serenity and fullness. It is only when you hunt for it that you lose it. You cannot take hold of it, but equally you cannot get rid of it. And while you can do neither, it goes on, its own way. You remain silent, and it speaks. You speak, and it is dumb. The great gate of charity is wide open, with no obstacles before it. Young Cha Tashi, circa 700.
Oh man. Okay, so I missed what the it was that he was saying. You can grasp at it, but you can't hold it. What was it? Gosh, again, it'd be so good to be able to reference the text to this. Might have to do that another time. But an interesting passage. Definitely seems like it's alluding to sort of existence as we experience it, like how much of it is out of our control. How in mindfulness there's a lot of talk about how or not talk but observation of how everything that you experience just appears in consciousness without your controlling it. What you see comes into consciousness. What you hear comes in without your controlling it. It fades away without your controlling it. It's only there as long as you experience it. And the same goes with thoughts and feelings and like feelings both emotionally and physically. And it calls into question whether you control any of it at all. Personally, I'm a believer in free will, but I think Buddhism makes some very interesting cases for a lack of it. I'd say philosophically or ethically, it doesn't matter whether or not we have free will. We have to, you know, exercise justice with the presumption that we do. But, yeah, interesting one. All right, let's go find some, you know what, actually? All right, this is where I'm going to wrap up the stream. Just a little intro episode to see you, give you guys all a taste for what I've seen so far. And in future episodes, I'll be playing through some of these puzzles and exploring this game. And also, I think I intend to talk about things like get into some topics that are a little bit less abstract over time. But thus far, what we've heard in these recordings has been, I think, quite abstract. So we'll be able to relate that to experiences as we continue to play. And I think that'll be a lot of fun and more down to earth. So, see you all next time. Take care, everyone.